The day you realize you're more than you think is the day you finally give yourself that second chance. Not too long ago, I was in a kind of heated conversation with someone, and they were kind of telling me that, they would never hang out with people that had like low grades. They just couldn't see themselves doing it. And I understand, I think it's very important to have all sorts of different people around you so you don't have one type of outlook on life. But this person was pretty much convinced, and I'm not saying their way of thinking is wrong, but at the same time, you have to understand that your grades don't define you. Your job title does not define you. Your past and what you do now doesn't define you. They are only pieces to your story. And sometimes it's hard for people to comprehend that. Sometimes all people see is what comes at face value. They see your failures first and foremost. Instead of all the things you do well, people always hone in on your failures. And we do that as people too. We always focus on the bad, the things we're not too good at, the negatives, the things we wish we could have changed. But all those moments do not define us. All those moments do not define you. Whether your grades are low, whether you're not where you are, where you should be right now, where you want to be right now, whether you're working at a place that you're a bit embarrassed to tell people about, whether you're not really taking good care of yourself, whether all of that, it does not define you. You're still good. You are still good. Shout out to Ace Follow Clover. But you're still good because all of these things do not define who you are. It takes time to really figure everything out. It takes time. Today, everything's moving so fast. There's going to be people left, right, and center that are incredibly successful at a young age, that are doing this and that. But you need to remember to stay in your own lane. You need to remind yourself to stay in your own lane, because sometimes we can get caught up at all the other cars driving by. But it is crucial to your well-being and to your goals that you stick to you. And you understand these failures only build to your character. You're not a bum, you're not some sort of loser. I don't care if you didn't do well in school, if you're at a shitty job, if you're flunking whatever you're doing. There is always going to be a chance for you, and you're never ever going to be stuck in one position forever unless you allow it to. There is something that I always say is to accept everything, but you cannot accept the things you can change. Accept things you can't change, but for everything you can change, those are the things you don't accept. Those are the things you try your hardest to change because it is in your power. There's no point of getting caught up with these things that we can't change. There's no point, because it's a waste of time and energy. But everything we can change, our life position, we're making do with what we have. We're striving. We're trying. That trying is important. To try, to do, to ask. Everything is important that you do, that you tell yourself. All these things together make a culmination of you becoming the person that you want to be. But back to that conversation I was having, it's not a thing about, I understand some people, right, that didn't do well in certain aspects of their life. And at face value, they are who they are. They haven't changed. They're not the best type of person to be around. And a lot of us want to only be around the best. We want to be around the highest people possible. But you can't judge someone before you know them. Do you see what I'm saying? I can't judge you because you didn't do that well in school. To me, that will never make sense. Because what happens on the outside, what happens to the people that do incredibly well in this field? We all know that one person that was incredibly smart, but you might see them and you think, wow, they're not where I thought they would be. Or it could be the exact opposite. My point is, we as humans are not anomalies. You never know what is going to happen. Anything can happen. And these people that you're judging because of where they come from or what they may be doing with their life, you can't be doing that because you never know. You just never know. And if it was happening to you, you wouldn't like it. So I get this thing about being around the best type of people, the people that motivate you, the people that, help you pursue what you're trying to do or have similar interests to you. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but I'm also saying I will not judge someone because they don't fit in line with what I've done. You know, I'm not going to judge that person because you never know the type of relationship you could have with that person and the opportunities that spring from that. And also your worldviews. It's important to have different people around you. And the way you should feel is that you're not above anybody else and no one is above you. Everybody is somebody, but you have to have the confidence and knowledge to understand that you are somebody. It's not just going to come out of nowhere. You need to walk like you are. You need to talk like you are. The way you carry yourself, you need to have that for yourself because a lot of people do it. And a lot of the people doing it are looking down on you. They have their nose down to you because they feel like they're better. But no one's better than anybody. No man is better than another man. No woman is better than another woman. No matter the position, the life experiences, I don't care. And all of that stuff. No one is higher than each other. It's just the way you carry yourself, and that's why people seem to be higher. And I mentioned this in my last video. So I think it's very important that you understand that past of yours has built you and made you who you are. The past is great because of the lessons and the experiences we learned. You can never learn anything too late. You learn things at the right time and you use them wisely. That past that you're ashamed of, you need to understand that every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. And I'm not even religious, but that was a bar. That was a bar. Every saint has a past and every sinner has a future. It is never too late to change your life. It is never too late to take that first step to make that change. It is never too late to start trying. And that's what I'm trying to drill inside of your mind. It is never too late. It will never be too late for you, my friend. And you are who you are for a reason. You are who you are for a reason. But it's up to you to change the things that you can. And it's up to you to block out the noise and stay in your own lane and not be comparing your life too much to other people's life. So everything that you have done, all the mistakes you've made, all the positive things you've done is all a culmination of your story, of your journey. Everyone's journey is different. Some people reach junctures quicker than others. Some people find their purpose quicker than others. But it's up to you to make sure that you get to where you need to get. And it's up to you to understand that it could take a long time to get to where you need to get. So always remember that you are different to everybody else. You're different to the next man. You're different to the next woman. And those past, all those mistakes that you've made have built who you are today. And it's literally the episodes to your story. Remember that.